Hi, this is Jim Sackman, and this is a Success Friday video around creating the future. We're in the middle of this series, coming toward near the end of this series. And last week we talked about the big rocks, the big chunky portions of the business. And this week I want to talk about the small plans to deliver those big rocks. And what I mean by that is the individual plans. And when we talk about big rocks, we're thinking about significant changes in portions of your business, but those are going to be delivered incrementally over time and are going to have significant thought put into how to make them. So how do you know if you're making progress against your big rocks? First off, you need SMART goals. And that means specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-bound goals, which on an annual basis, breaking down then into a quarterly basis and maybe even a monthly basis, what you need to do to achieve the metrics that show that you're matching your big rocks. So that's kind of what's got to happen. The problem is that's great because it tells you kind of your end state, but it doesn't tell you how you're going to get there. So we need to talk about the plans themselves. Well, first off, you need granular plans. And one of the things about this planning model is it starts from the top down, which means when you think of these big rocks, you're thinking as an owner, as an executive, as an entrepreneur, looking forward to the future of how you're going to create this business. And now you need to step back and say, okay, if I was on the ground, what would I need to change? What would I need to do to make this happen? And that's what I mean by granular plans and matching the top down with the bottoms up. So you need a bottoms up plan to meet your top down expectation. Now, there are two kinds of changes here, and you need to expect to manage change. The first kind of change is the organization is fundamentally going to change when you go through this kind of model. You're going to have a different kind of customer base, you're going to have a different kind of product set, and so at the end you're going to have a different organization than when you start. Not everybody will be happy with that, and you need to understand that. The second thing is no plan meets contact with the enemy for the first time. So you need to expect to modify your plans along the way to meet your objectives, because your objectives shouldn't change. What should change is your plans to meet them as they meet reality on the ground. So that's where you need to expect change and manage it. And that's what the SMART goals are about, though, to keep you laser focused on the goals that you're trying to achieve with these plans. So going back to our example at AFC, again, as you remember, our business was mostly pots, but we needed to expand our business in broadband with what we were doing before we could even get to the carriers. As you remember last time, I talked about the leap ahead that we made with Fibre to the home. But we had all this DSL stuff laying around, and we weren't selling very much of it, frankly. So what did we do is we put goals in place for the year that was right in front of us to quadruple our sales in DSL. And what we found is there were a number of non-product problems, all kinds of other things that we needed to solve to accelerate our DSL sales. And what did that do for us? It broke free DSL sales, and they went through the roof over the next couple of years, supplanting our POTS business. So as the network changed, our business changed along with it. So not only did we have this forward-looking strategy that was eventually going to pull us into a much different kind of a market, we were able to execute underneath it in our core business to be able to generate the cash to keep the company going. And that's what will make this kind of a structure work, is you need to be very efficient and very effective on your existing business while you're creating your new business. And that's what where we're gonna head next. So we'll talk about that next time. And again, this is Jim Sackman, your Focal Point Business Coach. Change your business, change your life.